What's up, everybody? How many of you are having problems with the stability and reliability of your Dragons B12 runs? Raise your hands, because I've seen your accounts, and I know it's so many of you. It's not like, oh, it's a couple people. No, it's a huge problem. A lot of people are having trouble with the stability, reliability of their Dragons B12 runs, and I know what you're saying. Like, Bagel, listen, Bagel. It's not me, it's not my team. It's because the AI is terrible. It's because the AI is terrible, and it's also because the dragon and the towers, they resist everything. It's not my fault. They resist everything. Yeah, they do resist everything because there's a significantly higher resistance in Dragons B12 than in Dragons B10. All the B12 dungeons have higher resistance, also have higher speed as well, and higher HP. We already went over that in another video, but higher resistance, and the AI is always going to do stupid things because Comtuos didn't even bother coding it, right? So we already know that. But the thing is that we have to make up for that in our team. We have to kind of idiot-proof the team so that even with the AI fails, we're safe. Even with the accuracy resistance fails, we have several other insurance policies in place for the team to still be reliable regardless, for the team to still work even if everything goes wrong, right? You at least need, like, if the first thing goes wrong, then there's a failsafe for the second thing. If the first and second thing goes wrong, then you got the third thing. If you got the three things go wrong, then you have a fourth thing. So anyway, today we're going to take a look at a Dragons B12 team, or we are taking a look already at a Dragons B12 team using Lapis. Using Lapis and the Fire Inugami as well. So the reason I mentioned the Fire Inugami, I know there's people already using the Fire Inugami. I have not been using the Fire Inugami aside from this specific team. Usually we use, what do we use? Vertiheal Spectra, Lauren is pretty standard, and then we have been using the water homunculus. However, there was kind of an issue with people saying like, oh, Bagel, I don't have the water homunculus built, I have the fire homunculus built, I need that for PC10. What can I use? I know it works great in Dragons B12. What can I use for that? For that place to have a high success rate, to have a high reliability, because he does a lot of AoE attack gauge. Not a lot. He does the skill 2. He does AoE attack gauge decrease. Like, what else can I use? And this is actually, Lapis is a great unit for Dragons V12. She has AoE attack gauge decrease. She's got AoE attack gauge decrease on her first skill. She's got AoE attack gauge absorb on her third skill, which means she's going to cycle her turns even more. The reason she's so good with the Fire Inugami is because the Fire Inugami's got the second skill. I know you guys are familiar with the Fire Inugami second skill. He will team up with different allies. One of the great things about Fire Inugami and Lapis together is if he teams up with her, her first skill does attack gauge decrease. So basically, Fire Inugami has a skill that does AoE attack gauge decrease too, which is fantastic. So we have AoE attack gauge decrease with Spectra. We have AoE attack gauge decrease with 2 skills on Lapis, and then we have some single target attack gauge decrease with Lauren, and then turn cycling with the Vertiheal. And I mean, you can actually make this team faster. You can speed it up using Galleon instead of the Lauren. It's going to have a slightly lower success rate, but because there's no insurance, there's no extra Lauren insurance policy of her using skill 2 just in case they get immunity. Look at that decreased attack bar, decreased attack bar. Look at the right tower, just got some decreased attack bars. And really the thing here is you want to make sure that you get the attack gauge decrease on the right tower and the dragon. Those are kind of the two most important things. So we got more decreased attack bars when they teamed up. You see that? It's beautiful. It's beautiful. They don't get any turns. I like it best instead of like, oh, let's make sure we can withstand the dragon attacking us. I'm like, yeah, let's not get hit by the dragon. That's kind of the point. That's kind of what I would like to see. So we got a silver-plated bullet, boom, boom. That was like another worst-case scenario kind of thing. Is like sometimes he does get the immunity, which is really nice to have the Lauren in there. But again, you can use the Galleon. So Galleon's going to make it faster by like, I think 20 to 30 seconds. I've been testing this out. It failed once. But I've been testing it out even before this video. I re-recorded the video because I was like, I had brain farts, man. Today, I'm like half asleep. I'm like, what was I talking about? Actually, that's every day. That's every day. But yeah, we've been testing it out for, I don't know, a couple hours now. It's failed once. Everything fails. There's nothing that's 100% win rate. Even the team with the the water Amazon, it never failed, but as I mentioned in that video, it's eventually gonna fail at least once. Nothing is 100% win rate. There's just nothing is 100% win rate. Even if people say like, oh, it's 100% win rate, it's like, no, it's not. No matter what it is, it's not 100% win rate. But you want it as close to 100 as humanly possible, right? You want it close to 100. And this is nice. This is nice because number one, it's free to play friendly. There's no Nat-5s. There's no like crazy 4-stars. You get the Lapis at the beginning of the game, unless you fed it. I know some of you guys fed it. Yeah, it's free to play friendly. The runes on them are not anything super insane either. We'll pretend that I tried to make the runes not crazy on purpose. Actually, I think I may have changed the Fire Nagami, but I don't think it's anything too crazy. The Lauren's a little bit on the fast side. You don't need her to be that fast. I do like the shield on her though. Shield kind of mitigates some damage. Just in dungeons in general, a set of shield is pretty decent. I think it's underrated. One of the big things though is a lot of accuracy on Spectra, a lot of accuracy on Lapis. It's kind of important because if they don't do their attack gauge decrease and their speed breaks, then and also the attack breaks, like for the mid boss, for the Zyros, the mid boss. Those attack breaks are kind of nice to have on the like AoE attack breaks for the crystals, because if they get a turn, they start doing damage. You know, you could take some damage, and between the shield and the attack breaks on the crystals and the Zyros too, if he gets a turn, which he shouldn't, he really shouldn't ever. But if they get turns, they could do some damage to your team. That's kind of the point that I'm trying to say. So let's take a look at the runes. But yeah, this is a nice free-to-play friendly team. Also, another thing to note, that Lapis does not need skill ups. Skill ups are just going to do more damage. There's no decreased cooldowns. There's no activation rate increases with the Lapis. So Lapis actually does not need skill ups for this team. So if you're like, oh, I have the Lapis, but I don't have skill ups for her, this is fantastic. And you can use the homunculus for PC10 or whatever else if you have a different homunculus build. But this is nice. It's reliable. It's fairly free to play friendly. Let's go take a look at what do we get here. Well, I mean, it's fairly free to play. It's very free to play friendly because it only uses like units that you can easily get. Again, you can just stick the Galleon in place of the. See, this is exactly what I was talking about. The attack breaks on the crystals is really, really nice. But it's because Vertihill took some damage. But let's take a look at the team. Let's take a look at their runes. Let's take a look at their stats. Where is... I lost everything. Where is everything? I'm gonna have to find it now. I might have to edit the video. So let's take a look at the runes on the team, and I'm leaving it just as it was in the video. However, I'm telling you right now, this Spectra is runed wrong. So, Spectra's on speed, crit, damage, attack. He's a very integral part to the team. He is at 59% accuracy, and he's not really that fast. This rune, I have no idea why this rune is on him. This should not be on Spectra. I have absolutely no idea. That was not supposed to be the rune that's on Spectra. Let me take a quick second, and let me re-rune little tiny tweaks to make him a little bit better. Here's a little bit closer to what he's supposed to look like. 100% accuracy. If we have crit damage on slot 4, he should have very high crit rate. He still is a little bit slower than he really should be, but this is more along... I don't know why he was on attack slot 6. I really have no idea. I'm surprised it was actually running with that. But yeah, speed, crit damage, accuracy, because I want accuracy as high as possible, because I don't want to have any room for failure, like, oh, it's 40% accuracy, he didn't land his debuffs. Like, no, I need them to land their debuffs. That's kind of the point. If they don't land the debuffs, then what are they for? If he doesn't land his skill 3 debuffs, he's just there for skill 2 damage. There's a lot of things that just do damage based on HP with skill 2. He's not just there for that. He's there mostly for the skill 3 backlash. So, yeah, he shouldn't be attack on slot 6 though. He should be fast with good accuracy. If you can get crit rate and crit damage, because that's gonna be a significant, like, you're gonna notice the runtime difference on a crit damage Spectra. So yeah, I would go speed, crit damage, accuracy, and then try to get crit rate and HP and subs. Because he does take some damage sometimes, but he doesn't need to be accurate. He doesn't need to be attack slot 6. I have no idea why that was on him. For Lapis, she is actually on... She's skilled up, but she doesn't actually need to be skilled up. We can take a look at her in a second. Her skills don't actually... It's just damage. Her sculpts are just extra damage, and she's not doing that much damage. You can actually go speed, HP, accuracy on here if you find she's dying a little bit. She's got low base speed, which sucks. She's 1 away from being 100% accuracy, which also sucks. But she doesn't do so much damage that it's crazy that you need to have her on crit damage. Also, we have very low crit rate. Not very low. We have not that great a crit rate, 66%, which you could definitely do much better. But these are not like super insane root. Like, this is not maxed. You know, these are not, some of them are grinded, some of them are not. I don't know why certain ones are grinded, but I try to not put anything too crazy on the Lapis. It's like, you can get these stats are attainable. If you don't do crit damage, you don't do crit damage for her. It's more important to do crit damage on Spectra. And again, you actually don't need the skill ups for these. She's got the first skill, decrease enemy's attack bar by 25% every hit with a 50% chance. And then this one is just defense breaks. Just random defense breaks, which help if something misses, if Lauren misses the defense break. And then the retrieve magic steals magic power from all enemies, absorbs 25% of the attack bar. So it's about attack bar decrease and attack bar absorb, which is decrease, and then she gets some from that, right? So that's what the attack bar absorb means. So we have that. Lapis, not anything too crazy runes. Spectra, I'm sure half of you guys have faster Spectras than this. Not anything too crazy. The runes on... He's got actually no skill ups. I keep forgetting that he's got no skill ups, but his speed, crit damage, attack. The runes are okay on here. Like, they could be better. I'm sure some of you have better Fire Nagamis. This is not that bad for a Fire Nagami. You could sacrifice some attack power. It's just gonna make the run a little bit slower, right? It's not gonna be the end of the world. And then, you know, what do we have here? Oh, I think we have some extra accuracy. Yeah, skill 1 accuracy. It's mostly just about like him teaming up with other things. You don't necessarily need to run him specifically, but he is really nice with the a nice combo with the Lapis. Verti-heals on, I have no idea. He's on attack crit rate, HP. He doesn't necessarily need to be on this. He mostly just needs to be, you know, tanky enough to survive if he takes a hit. He doesn't actually need to be on revenge. He doesn't actually need to be on... Violent isn't bad, but he doesn't actually need to be on Violent. He just needs to be able to, number 1, take a hit. It would actually be... There's so much room for improvement on this Verti-heal. He doesn't need to be on Violent. He doesn't need to be on Revenge necessarily. He just needs to move last in the team, be able to take a hit, and dish out some damage and have a 100% crit rate, right? He's not doing that much damage because he's not on crit damage. But yeah, you could honestly put him on Rage. And just have a little bit of speed on him, at least, you know, to go... You basically just want him to go right after the last unit of the 4 other units, so that you get the maximum amount of attack gauge increase. But yeah, Rage would actually make it... I like to use Rage on the other account, but yeah, Rage would actually make it go faster, because he would be able to do more damage. And then we have the Lauren. She's kind of on the faster side. The big thing here is she's got shield, and she's got 100% accuracy. Because again, like the things that... We got 100% accuracy on Lauren, we got 99 on Lapis, and we have 100%. We should have had 100% on Spectra. Again, I just changed him, but he was already running well even without the 100%. However, it's going to be even better with the 100% because we really need those DB debuffs, right? We really need those debuffs. It's important when you have units like that, like the Vertical obviously doesn't need accuracy, the Fire Nagami does not need accuracy, but all the attack gauge decrease from the Spectra, the Lapis, and the Lauren, you need that accuracy. There's very high resistance on Dragons B12. You need that accuracy, otherwise you're going to fail. You're not going to have a good time, you're going to fail. So it's very important. It's very important, and I put accuracy on slot 6 because I want to make sure that these debuffs, I want to make sure we have a reliable, consistent run. I want to make sure these debuffs actually land. So anyway, I just wanted to share the team with you guys. We could take a look at the skills for Lapis right now. I basically just took the runes from her and switched them to Lapis to show you guys the video. Because I know some people don't have her built, don't want to build her, they're very against it, and they're like, oh, you know what, Lapis I already happen to have built, so tell me about this Lapis. Again, you can do speed HP accuracy. Speed HP accuracy. You don't need to do crit damage. It's just going to do less damage, just means a little bit longer of a runtime, but the main thing is you want her to be fast, you want her to control the enemy team, and you want her to have enough accuracy to actually land, because this is not 100%, is a 50% chance here to actually land, so it's not 100% activation rate. right? So the activation rate, if you guys are not familiar, the activation rate happens first, and then if the skill activates, then it goes to an accuracy resistance check. So there's two checks. There's, does the skill actually activate debuff? If it only has a certain percentage chance to activate it. And then if it does, then accuracy versus resistance check, and if it resists, then it's still, even if the skill activates, it still gets resisted and doesn't apply. So just FYI for that. And then the retrieve magic, steals magic powers, absorb the attack age. You just want her fast with good accuracy. That's basically a thing. But yeah, solid team, very reliable, very consistent. Oh yeah, the point was that she doesn't actually get any harmful effect. The harmful effect rate here plus 10%, this is not what you're using her for the defense break. If she doesn't land it, it's not the end of the world because Lauren's going to land it all the time anyway. But yeah, she's just for the attack age decrease and teaming up with the Fire Nagami to attack age decrease on the Fire Nagami's turn. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. That's it for this one. Just wanted to show you guys some more options, some more alternatives for the Dragons B12 teams that I've done previously. Homunculus is great. Homunculus with the Ellen is also a really nice team. Again, the team with the Ellen and Homunculus has not failed. Ken is another great unit for Dragons B12. I've been running him as well. Spectre's really the key. Spectre with 100% accuracy and crit damage. Like, this is kind of like the core. He's like the heart and soul between him and Vertiheal. They're like the heart and soul of the Dragons B12 team. Like, you can stick a few other different units in there to make it work, but Spectre is like, he's the core unit. I really like, I built him on every account, well, aside from LD only, right? But yeah, he's really the core. He's really, if you don't have Spectre built, why don't you have Spectre built? That's the only question I have, is if you don't have Spectre built, why don't you have Spectre built? I know he's a 3-star, he's better for Dragons B12, and he's better for TOA hard and TOA regular than half the LD5s in the game, most of the LD5s in the game, almost all the LD5s in the game, right? Because you're not going to be using, like, Artemiel and Dragons B12. I know you think, you're like, no, Begal, I would do it. No, you wouldn't, because it's not good. Spectre's better. So anyway, it's all about just having the right unit for the job, right? So don't sleep on Spectre. He's a fantastic unit. And then the Lapis is also a great, reliable, solid unit for Dragon. So anyway, that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. I always talk too much, man. I always talk too much. Get on a tangent. That's it for this one. I hope it helps you. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Good luck with building your Dragons B12 team, improving your dungeons, and improving the reliability and success rate for auto farming, because you know we actually need, even if you do a little bit, couple seconds slower every run, if it's reliable, that's really what matters. Anyway, that's it for this one. I will see you as always in the next one.